Hello everybody, it's Tim here again to another movie review, this time for Borderlands, which is really off my beaten path, but I figured why the hell not watch it and just give my opinion on it, because everybody else has pretty much gave their opinions on it, so I figured what the hell, why not? I'll just go ahead and say it, this film sucked. From 1 to 4 stars, I'd give it a half a star out of 4. This film did indeed suck. I would give it a solid thumbs down, or a thumbs down, whatever you want to call it, either from a thumbs up or thumbs down scale. The acting in the film is fine. Kevin Hart is okay here, but his character is entirely forgettable, and it feels like he's barely in the film at points, and he has almost nothing to do here. Cate Blanchett is good here. She's probably the best character-wise in the movie. But Jack Black's character, Claptrap, does steal the show. I do think he's legitimately great in this film. Because he gets the best lines. And when he showed up at first in the film to like find Cate Blanchett on this alien planet or whatever, I did think he was a little annoying. But when he like went off with Cate Blanchett and everything though, and they started like bonding together and all that, and going on their adventures together, he did win me over through the rest of the movie. I thought he worked when they were a team. I thought he was pretty funny. Um, the rest of the characters, you got like, I believe this girl's name is Tiny Tina or whatever. Her name is like something Greenblatt. She's actually the daughter of the dude that was in Freddy's Dead, Sean Greenblatt, who was like the John Doe character in that movie, who gets killed by Freddy by being dropped on a bed of nails. Um, she's good here as the Tina character with the bunny ears or whatever, like this wild and crazy character. We find out she's like half part alien or whatever. She's like a clone from an alien because this guy's like wanting to use her to like open up this alien artifact vault so he can, because he believes there's like unlimited power in there that he can use to like take over the universe. It's a very paper thin plot. This is an extremely paper thin plot. But he wants to use her to do that, and she's got like these little rabbits or whatever and throws them, they blow up as explosives. You can definitely tell this is from a video game. The character is somewhat annoying throughout the movie, but overall she does have a little bit of charm to her, and I do think the actress does a good job for what she's supposed to be. She has this big dumb sidekick where there's this buff dude with a mask who just beats shit up. He comes off like he might be retarded, but I think the actor does a good enough job as the character. It's probably just some buff dude whose voice they dubbed over, but he has like there's nothing to the character. He just like shows up at the beginning of the movie, and then he's just automatically teamed up with Tina for the rest of the movie. It really feels like I missed something, and he's just there. Like it doesn't really make much sense. Cate Blanchett, like I said, gets the most to do. You find out at the end of the movie she's actually the one who is like apparently a descendant of these alien species or whatever, like a daughter of one, so she's the one that can actually open the alien vault for this bad guy. This bad guy's barely in the movie, and he's got like this military chick working for him or whatever, and at the end she like turns on him because he says kill Kevin Hart and his team or whatever, and she like turns on him at the end, and you think she's gonna give some big speech. She's like talking to Kevin Hart like, Roland, I should have listened or something like that, and she just gets blowed up, and it's like, why are you saying this now? Like, I don't even remember you having a scene with Kevin Hart's character throughout this movie. Maybe it was at the beginning, it just happened really fast and I missed it. But yeah, if there was like this movie, you can tell it has been chopped up. You can see a lot of shit that's definitely been took out of here. The same thing with Cate Blanchett. They try to give her this character arc, but you can tell they've cut huge chunks out of it, and it comes off like really paper thin, where they try to show her as like this bounty hunter who's just willing to just like ask people or whatever for a buck. But at the same time, they also try to show that she does like have a bit of a soft side because she rescues some kids or whatever, and then by the end of the movie she's helping save everybody. That's supposed to be her arc, but they literally, it's not earned at all. Like it's barely there. It only gets brought up in like sorry, cough. It only gets brought up in like 2 scenes, so it's like extremely paper thin. So by the time you get to the end of the movie, it's supposed to be like this big change that she's there to like save everybody or whatever. It's like, yeah, I saw this coming a million miles away because I never bought her as like being like this hardcore ruthless bounty hunter, because you never really even focused on that except for maybe like 1 scene at the beginning. And that's one of the problems I had with her character as well, because she's just like pretty much teams up with Kevin Hart and the rest of the group or whatever throughout the whole pretty much the whole movie. And it's like she never once like really tries to sell them out or whatever. So I was like, wow, you're not really bad at all. And then towards the end of the movie, they try to have this scene where she's like talking to the dude or whatever who's was a scientist guy that like created the little Tiny Tina character or whatever. And she's like talking to him, and the little Tina girl sees her from like behind some rocks or whatever. She's like, I knew you was a traitor, but she's really not. She's just talking to him, and she even says something like, I'll never let you have the girl or whatever. And she just throws a rabbit at her and blows her up and thinks she kills her. And then the whole group leaves, and they don't even seem to care about the fact that they just left her there. Like, we don't even get a scene where they say, well, wait, what'd she do or whatever? What happened? Like, no, they don't say shit. Even after they've been together for a while now, so you think they would have bonded some, but no, they don't really say shit. And so you get to the end of the movie, and Kate Blanchett is that we find out she's actually the descendant of the aliens or whatever. And you got it's almost said Sigourney Weaver. Jamie Lee Curtis in here is this girl who like a woman who pretty much like took Kate Blanchett's character to like protect her and all that as a child when Kate Blanchett's mom was killed. And almost said Sigourney Weaver again. Jamie Lee Curtis is really phoning it in here. Like you can tell, she doesn't really care about this. At some point she's all right, but by the end she's like really phoning it in. Especially in the scene where she thinks Kate Blanchett's gonna die, and she's like, "No!" And you can tell she's really phoning it in. And so you get to the end, and Kate Blanchett gets like superpowers because she opens up like the alien portal and gets this extra jolt of power, I guess, from doing that because she's part of the bloodline. So she has like fire wings, and she's running around like burning people and saving people and everything. Saving her teammates. And you get to the end, and it's got like her and the main villain, who's completely lame and is barely in the movie. And she's got him in there, and she just leaves him in the vault or whatever, the alien vault, and he gets attacked by this Cthulhu-like squid creature that just grabs him and pulls him off screen. And that's another thing. This movie is extremely soft. I mean, it's PG-13, and you can really, but it's an extremely soft PG-13. Like people get shot numerous times. You don't see any blood or anything. Even for a PG-13 movie, this is still soft. Like this feels like almost like a soft PG by the end. And overall, by the end of the movie, you get to the end, and Tina, the little girl or whatever, sitting there talking to Kate Blanchett. She's like, "Do the fire thing," and she's like, "I'm a little old to be setting myself on fire." And then she flies off in the sky with her fire wings and blows up this big symbol in the sky or whatever. And that's pretty much how the movie ends, with the group like sitting there watching it or whatever. And so it's like, yeah, hooray! So yeah, this is just pretty much a really lame, like Guardians of the Galaxy clone, like extremely watered down Guardians of the Galaxy clone, and not even as ballsy as Guardians of the Galaxy, which is really weird because it's directed by Eli Roth. So it's like, you're the king of, or not the king, but you're one of the people known for like splatter and just going crazy, and here you are, you're barely doing anything with this. So it's like, I don't get it. Why would Eli Roth want to make like a really soft, like for really little kids type film like this? I don't get that. But yeah, overall this sucked. It's a half a star out of 4. Is it the worst movie I've seen this year? No. Madam Web is worse than this, or at least it was for me, because the actors, some of them here, still had charm to them, and they still had charisma, like Kate Blanchett and Jack Black. They were still having fun, and even the little Tina girl has her moments. So yeah, overall this was more entertaining to me than Madam Web, but it's pretty close. The acting in Madam Web is worse. The plot is probably... The plot is... This plot versus Madam Web's, that's hard to say. Like, the plot here is incredibly thin, so thin that it's barely noticeable, but it's also so thin it's like completely non-offensive because the actors are doing fine. But yeah, I would say the plot for Madam Web is worse just because it's just more stupid. Whereas this one is just more thin. So yeah, Madam Web's worse than this, easily. So yeah, this is still bad though. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you again.